This is Chad, partner of Bridgepoint Technologies, and this is the EdgeMate podcast. Got a really special guest today, one of my best friends, Tone, Bay Area Architect. But real quick, Bridgepoint, I focus on, I take you to the edge, and we help people with their technology solutions. We help them get closer to their customers, their employees, and their data. But back to the real deal, back to my buddy Tone. I've met him, oh my gosh, 10 plus 15 years ago. I'm a very competitive person, and we'd be playing these rec leagues, and I would stay before my game and after my game just to improve our chances. Just like KD going to Phoenix, we were just trying to stack teams and win championships. And you hit a baseline jumper, I'm like, okay, we need this guy. We need this guy. And then the rest is history. But yeah, I'm done talking about you. I call him Tone, but introduce yourself. Give me a little bit of who you are, and then tell us more about architecture in your company.
So my name is Anthony, and but a lot of people, friends, you guys can call me Tone. That's what I usually go by. But more or less, my company is called Architecture Engineering Exchange, and what our goal is actually to pretty much provide architectural services and engineering services throughout the Bay Area. And yeah, man, we want to help people get their stuff built, whether it's kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels, home additions.
I'm gonna have to remodel my podcast desk and everything.
And the whole room.
Yeah.
The whole room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And now we're stepping into the ADU world. And I think more or less I've gotten kind of a grasp on it.
What's ADU?
So additional dwelling unit.
Mm.
And so it's been trending for a while now that, like, in California, because of the density, there's been this new, I know Newsom had signed into it, but prior to that, because of like so many people, especially in the tech industry, coming over to move over here, and sometimes we don't have enough, for homes or apartments for them to stay at. Now, basically the state is saying, hey, regarding single family home zones, you can now create like a little cottage in the back, or even convert your garage.
That's cool.
Into basically like a dwelling unit.
A man cave.
Yeah, perhaps, but more or less, you can convert that actually too into like another dwelling unit for like somebody, and then you charge them rent. Basically, throws up the value of your home.
Yeah.
Higher, and you get some money in your pocket too.
I mean, that's kind of like the deal, right? Like an architect not only like obviously builds a home from scratch, but it enhances and appreciates the house that you live in. So yeah. Well, let's get into our first segment, SWAT team. But since we play basketball, swatting someone, yeah, we'll do it like that. So this is EdgeMate. What is your edge? What's your strength? What differentiates you from all the other architects out there in the Bay Area?
I think more or less, I try to like kind of bond more with the client. More or less try to not dissect them or try to analyze them like just kind of, I want to get to know them, say, hey, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do? Try to basically get a perspective, and even, maybe create some type of relationship, and how that can sort of help me, create the space for them. Yeah,
but I bet learning more about them kind of help design something that as a relationship or associates with them stronger, as opposed to just like I want this and that, and you just make something robotic. And getting to know them, and you can put some of their personality on there.
Oh yeah, no, it's basically, because architecture is basically, you take a spot, you take the environment into play, a whole bunch of investigating on what kind of concepts you're doing, and then you come up with the form. But here, investigating that part is kind of more or less knowing what are their likes and what do they like to do, what drives them, what motivates them, and more or less turning that with the surroundings into like a shape for them to just say, hey, this is a nice room, nice place that I can, can do like their hobby, photography, or however they like,
Awesome. All right. Well, how about the flip side of that? What are some of your? What is a weakness of yours?
A weakness? I mean, I guess a lot of architects face this, and it's we eat when we work, and so if
You
we
eat?
have yeah.
What you're talking about? You eat?
So like, if you have
Like
projects,
DoorDash and pizzas and stuff while you're working.
oh, no, I mean, not in that sense, but what I meant was like, basically, if we have work, then we can eat, but it's not like consistent. So there could be times, especially in construction, you'll notice that like in the summertime, everybody wants to build. So everybody's calling in, hey, I need a design, I need plans for this. I got an idea now, I want to do this. So wintertime comes, it's a slow time. That's when things sort of die down. And people are on holidays, people are on leave, and more or less that's when like, you gotta rely on something else.
Gotcha.
So that's one of the things. There's a little bit of still a little bit of fear in me, but
The seasonal aspect of the industry is one of the weaknesses. I got you. Yeah.
and so like there's also other means of like income too that I myself have gotten into, and I myself have lost too.
I know someone that can help you with some health and wealth.
Actually, yeah, I think they touch base on there.
You'll see that episode later. How about okay, I mean, speaking of seasonal stuff, what are the opportunities though? What are the opportunities in your field?
The opportunities, there's like a couple of things.
The dwelling you mentioned earlier, what's that called? ADL?
The ADU.
ADU.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a big factor here in the state of California, and I also believe probably in other states is helping as well. But I know like here we're servicing this area. However, though, I am starting to branch out a little bit. I have gotten projects overseas. That's just recent. And another thing.
Because you must be doing like virtual renderings then. You don't have to actually be there in person.
Oh yeah, so there. It may get to that. It may get to that because right now they're just giving me like, oh, this is my plot of land, but what can I do with it? And so I said, I need photos. I need to know where this is at.
Yeah, you need a wire. If you're gonna fly out there, I need a wire of some cash before I go. If I can roll out there.
Exactly. I mean, and so I think with the more network you have, there's also room for more possibilities because a lot of people. I honestly want to say this. There's kind of a shortage of architects, and so that kind of helps a lot of people out. Especially other architects looking for work, and a lot of times other architects, they specialize in commercial, in residential, like say single-family homes, or residential multifamily. And so I got two of those, but I haven't dwelled too much in the commercial yet. But more or less apartments, single-family homes, I'm all about it.
Nice. And then, what about potential threats?
Potential threats, I guess.
To your business or the industry itself?
To the industry, there is a couple, like, sometimes technology offers that a little bit. As much as it helps, it can also deter away. And so one of the aspects is as-builts. So when we go into a space, like a house or a structure, a building, we have to document the whole site. So mainly measure with the laser and get all the dimensions. So you have a canvas of what to work with. But now there's been, I think, with new technology coming up, it's almost deleting that aspect. And so it also kind of cuts, I want to say, it helps with the workload, but it also kind of cuts that facet of earning too. So
okay, I got you. Well, we rejected the ball. We've swatted it. We're on to our next segment, the icebreaker. Ding, 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 ding. Two types of questions. One for adults. If you've seen us before, you'll know that one is for adults and the other one's for kids. Kid-related questions. Let's go with the adult one first. All right. What's the last thing you completed on your bucket list? was the name of the hookah spot?
The Shisha Lounge. I remember that. Yeah. They're like, "Bada, Shisha Lounge."
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. But it was pretty sick. It was pretty fun. And so, and good atmosphere, good people. I mean, you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty sick. That booze cruise was pretty fun too.
I'm not gonna say anything about the hookah, but I was at the Shishi Lounge. All right, now for the kid. Yeah, moving on. Going on to the next question. How do you? Okay, this is a kid-related question. How do you like to be rewarded when you've done something well?
I mean, I guess we can all
Snicker
say
bars, no.
money, but if I
Oh yeah, money, right?
Yeah. But if I had that, I guess as a kid.
No, money is an acceptable answer. I mean, what is the first thing that came up, and that is, I think.
I think that's everybody. Money.
I did a good job. Now give me cash.
Yeah, all right.
All right, and now for the last segment, our tarot card pull. What do you need? What would you like to have clarity on?
I guess.
Because I have your card. We pulled it already.
Man, if I had to ask, I'd say, out of curiosity, will my business survive?
Yep.
That'd be one.
Yeah, so what you pulled was the Three of Swords. And what threes mean is having a plan. So obviously with the business, you want to have a plan. And so threes typically mean, those symbolize. And then swords means defending, kind of like defending your territory, setting boundaries, kind of a self-defense, right? So having a plan, defending your business, like getting out there. When you put these two cards together, what it says is, what it tells me is, in your industry, you have to be very mindful of squabbles. Like obviously in sales, if things come up, you have to remain even keeled and keep a calm head. So that's kind of what that card means. Be very mindful, because like things are, like you said earlier, with the seasonal changes, you got to not get too distraught, because you understand that's kind of the ebbs and flows of that particular industry. Keep a cool head, and then everything be straight. So that's how I would read into that situation. All right. Well, thank you again, Tone, for I mean, you were like one of the first people on the list when I wanted to do this podcast, and I'm happy we were able to get this done. And his information is below. I don't know where, because I'm not the computer person, but his information is there if you need to do a remodel and appreciate that house of yours out there. And then I'm Chad, partner of Bridgepoint Technologies. This has been Edge Mate Podcast, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.